Oh,
I'm hitting the button. I think we're live.
there we are.
I'm gonna play our intro music.
Can you?
Boom. This is our new intro music. Hello, I'm your host KD, along with my co-host here, Austin Maynard, and you are watching. If you're gonna watch, if anybody watches, the Generic Paranormal Show. I know I've named it the Generic Paranormal Podcast, and that's because you know
That's
I'm a
what it
busy.
is.
I'm a busy dude. I've had a lot of things going on, and I'm on call. So yeah, for those of you who don't know, I work on video games for 9 to 5, and we have a service call thing. So I doubt anything's going to be life or death right now to interrupt this, but you never know. But it did take me a minute. I had a call to do, so it took me a minute to get everything all set up and everything. Let me get into the chat here so I can see people coming in. Coming in. All right. Well, hello to anybody who's got Pooty Green. I like the name. How you doing? I reckon. I don't know. What's that? A clap?
I'm trying to see, like,
Amy Lynn Keller. Just being boys, doing stuff. It's what we do.
that is what we do.
That is what we do. I gotta go back over here and stop this music because it'll just keep playing. I think. Maybe
Yeah.
not. We'll see. I don't have it on loop. I don't think.
It's been going on for a
Stop
long
right
time.
just a second. Hold on.
It's been going for a minute.
Hold on. Hold on. That should be it. Ah, see it? It's looping. There we go. All right, I'll stop it now. All right,
Thank
we're
you.
good. I'm gonna get that in. I'm gonna get that in the countdown video. Like where when the show's coming on. I just have to make one of those because I
I
think we
still,
only.
I want that old music.
What I don't. Yeah, but that's the same music. Everybody. That's what all of our shows use. I want to have something unique for each.
Oh, okay.
And this is what Doug made this. Are you hating on Doug? Doug actually composed that. He made that.
Maybe? Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mr. William Pemblot himself did that for me, and he called it Kenny's Ballad because my name's Kenneth. He likes to mess with me and call me Kenny because he knows I freaking hate it.
Oh, you don't like Ken.
I don't like any of that. I don't like. I don't. Yeah, KD, man. I don't even say my last name.
Because
All
it's
right,
not.
Jamie Lynn Keller and Pooty Green. Thank you all for watching. It looks like this. We got a couple people joining in now. Uh, you know, Tonight's been a busy night for me and Austin. I have another podcast I'm going to be doing at 8 o'clock that I have to jump on. Well, a minute or two after 8. Um, with Blondes and
Central.
Booze. So go over and check that out. I don't have a link. If I had a link, I'd share it in here. But I think tonight we're going to talk about something kind of, something that we can kind of discuss somewhat briefly. Uh,
See where it
Sum
goes.
it up, see where it goes. We're not going to take longer than an hour tonight. So, but we luckily we have the 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 man, the myth, the legend, Tim Woolworth's website, Paranormal Study, to go to as a go to for a lot of things paranormal, right? And what we
Yes.
have over here is I am on his website. This is paranormalstudy.com. And you can go there yourself. You can take classes, da da da. I'm not simping for Tim. Tim's my friend, but he's
I still don't
successful in
know
his
what that
own
word
right. He
means.
doesn't need me simping. That's
Yeah.
like when you're like you're vying for their affection. Like
Why is it
you're
called
like you're
simping?
I don't know. That's some internet crap, some stupid crap.
Then I'm not buying into it.
The or that's like no saying no cap. Like I don't get that,
I
right?
don't.
I mean, I
I
know what
think
it
no cat
means. I know what
is
it
like no
means.
lie, right?
No, right. It
A
means
cat means
no
lie.
lie. But why can't you just say no lie? Why you gotta say no cap? What's up,
Because it's
Russell?
cool, man.
Yeah, I guess so. Because old words are dumb. we gotta we
You
gotta
know,
use
didn't
old
create enough.
words and repurpose them because that's
Well, we
cool.
didn't do that enough. Apparently, we didn't create slang in America. Apparently,
All
your
right.
generation and then my generation. Like we
Yeah.
didn't do enough apparently, so now they have to completely make other things up.
Dude, I still like rad, and rad I think is still a cool thing to say.
Right, it is a cool thing to say.
I'm gonna do a magic trick real
I like
quick.
the word wicked.
Huh?
I like wicked. Like that's fucking wicked, bro.
Wicked?
Yeah.
Uh
Talk about sick. Talk about badass. Like, oh, Katie disappeared. So I guess I'm just gonna be talking for a minute because yeah. So I don't know. I guess we're gonna be talking about the Estes method because we're going to be discussing whether or not it's a truly viable method, whether or not it's something that we can really take for that we could take seriously, or that we could take um, like genuinely. I guess like looking at it from a validity standpoint, do you take what are
Excuse
the
me.
flaws and stuff? Yeah,
Right. Yeah, I guess pros and cons too, you could call it.
yeah. Welcome back.
Thanks. Yeah, I had to take care of some business, as Ludacris says. Some business. Anyways.
Stay the fuck up out my bed.
So anyway, so what we have here is the SD's method, a ghost boxer's perspective anyway. And he
Mhm.
wrote this relatively recently. It's like March 5th, 2019. SD's method. He's got the hands over the ears because that's I don't know. I'm interested actually to see what his opinion. Can y'all read that on the screen? Is that too small?
Yes,
Am I gonna It is?
yes.
Okay, let me see if I can change this maybe. I'm gonna have to edit. I'm gonna have to add you. Shit, how do I do that? Okay. I'm gonna need more than one camera on there. Add an item. Camera slot. Hey, there you are. And I'm gonna put you right up here. I'm gonna move mine over here. Actually, I'll put both of us over here.
Oh, you kicked me out of the show.
No, not yet. No, I'm changing your camera.
Oh, you can still hear me even though I'm not on?
Yeah.
Okay. But they can't hear me, right?
I think they can hear you.
Okay.
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 So that's a little bit bigger. I might be yeah, see, I think that's about the best I can do. Anyways, so what we have here is the Estes method for using ghost boxes was first documented at Estes Park, Colorado, home of the Stanley Hotel. That's I think Colonel Sanders was in
Was that in South
January
Carolina, boys?
2016.
Hey, is that my new webcam?
I don't
What's up,
know.
gang?
Dude, you're derailing me. Austin says, "What's up?"
What's up, brother?
What's up?
Thank you.
I know she can't hear me, probably.
He
What?
said, "What's up?"
What? Are you running your mouth?
No.
I'm
No.
just messing. I'm just messing. I'm just
All right.
messing. What's the topic tonight?
Estes method.
So
We're gonna talk about it.
So tell them to watch the thing from last night. That was awesome.
Okay.
Watch the thing from last night, guys.
Yeah, we're
awesome.
gonna watch. Hey, y'all watch that thing from last night.
That one thing.
It's Shaman Sunday. There's Brandon down there. Austin, you're cool.
Oh,
That's okay. That's debatable. Nah, I think you're cool, Austin.
I hope I'm cool.
All right, the Estes method. Here we go. Where was I at? Okay.
We don't judge ourselves on how cool we are. It's how other people judge us.
What? Well, why not? Why can't you?
Well, it's like,
I can't highlight the shit.
well, I mean, you can, but like,
It won't let me highlight it. Well, that kind of sucks.
oh,
Okay. Anyway, I'm talking about the wording over here. It won't let me highlight it on the website, that I'm looking at. Anyways, so all right. So it was at this time Carl Pfeiffer, Connor Randall, and Michelle Tate decided to implement a new experiment while using an SB7 ghost box, which I still like, by the way. SB7s are legit still. It's one of my favorites to this day. Uh, double mind, or no, sorry, double blind monitoring is kind of like a double blind. The double blind, is it the slit test?
hmm
Yeah,
that's the
where
double
you're
slit
looking.
test.
Yeah,
It's
you're
not
looking
double
at the
blind.
laser. Well, yeah, right. Well, no, a double blind is the type of experiment.
Oh,
Right. So yeah.
I was thinking of like a
I'm
deer
gonna go
blind
into the
slit.
specifics. We can look it up and I can show you specifically. But I know there's different types of experiments, and a double blind is basically to rule out, false positives and stuff more efficiently. I think
Yeah,
is to be objective as possible, right?
right.
I can't. I don't want to try to explain it because I'm going to sound stupid because
No, that's a good
I
explanation. I
know
think.
what it means.
Yeah,
Anyway,
I think that's a good explanation. Or a
I
bear.
don't want to get caught up in that. Anyway, so yeah, so a double blind monitoring, that was the type of experiment that they were doing,
Mhm.
listening to an SB7. Uh, that means independently, two people doing it without knowledge of the other people or the other person that's doing it. Is what I take. Anyways, before we go further, in case you're not aware of what double blind, oh, look at that. I didn't even read that. What double blind experimentation is. Here's a basic explanation. Thank you very much, Tim. That's very convenient. I wish I had actually just read ahead like 4 or 5 words, and I would have
Yeah,
been able to just skip that whole thing that I just said about not wanting to explain it because it would make me sound stupid. So here we
yeah.
go,
You
Tim.
just made yourself look stupid.
Tim, hey, thank you. I do as much as possible. So Tim's helped us out here. A blind or blind experiment is an experiment in which information about the test is masked from the participant to reduce or eliminate bias. So it's like being objective. You want to be as objective as possible, right?
Yeah.
Until after a trial outcome is known. It is understood that bias may be intentional or subconscious. So you can have you can have tend to believe something whether you're doing it intentionally, like you're knowingly like biased towards the subject, or it could be like sub level, or in your subconscious, and you don't even realize that that's you, your tendency to your bias. Anyways,
Right.
yeah, thus no dishonesty is implied by blinding. So double blind is, that's I feel like that's
It's like
like I
a
said,
double check system.
it's a double this because that's a blind experiment. A double blind is you know
It's
two,
basically a system of checks and balances in a way.
right. So Tim's very thorough, and
Hmm.
I like that about Tim.
Oh yeah.
Okay, Pfeiffer. Okay, took the definition of a double blind experiment. Okay, I'm trying to just get to the meat and potatoes here. Okay, while experimenting with he's not really okay. I guess that's the short summary. Seems like it would be longer than that. Okay, so it says Pfeiffer took the definition of double blind experiment quite literally and blinded the ghost box user from both outside noise and visual
Mhm.
stimulation. Jeez, good lord, I can't read. Okay, no, wait, who's the author? Who wrote this?
Junior.
Who wrote this? Tim didn't write this, did he?
I don't. You might have probably.
Uh, Here we go. Yeah, Tim Wilworth. Okay, I just looked. Okay. Anyway,
Mhm.
okay. So, So that's the basic general sort of explanation of it, but it gets a little bit more detailed. The Morgan and Taylor method is quite similar to the Estes method. So there's another method, this Morgan and Taylor. I've never heard of that.
I haven't either.
So the first known publication on the Estes method was in a book by authors Daniel Morgan and Sean Taylor. So so there's different versions of the Estes method, and they were the first ones to write about it.
Oh,
And that's in this is the double blind. I'm gonna oh shit, I can't open that link right now because I'm sharing the screen. The double blind ghost box scientific. Remind me, sorry. Remind me to go back to this maybe if we have time. I don't think we're gonna have time. Okay. Anyway, so they wrote a book in 2013. This is the book, Double Blind Ghost Box: Scientific Methods, Examples, and Transcripts. While this book is generally unremarkable, it did introduce the concept of double blind ghost box monitoring years before an iteration of the technique became known as the Estes method. And so that was in 2013. So that's the oldest documented. He said, okay, it introduced the concept of years before the tech. Okay, so years before we all started talking about using the Estes method or the Estes method. I say Estes method. Uh, Obviously in 2013. Yeah, I guess I hadn't heard of it then. You know, thinking
I don't
back
think I heard about it until
because I
probably 2017. I
was
think
still
it's
in
when
the
I
army. I was still in the army in 2013, and I wasn't really, you know,
into it
mon-
yet.
monitoring the community. I guess like
Right.
always had an interest, like I said, and I'd done a lot of research into other things, but it was always specific. And South Carolina, I'm from South Carolina. It was more like haunting related. Anyways, this is new to me. So Morgan and Taylor method is quite similar to the Estes method, but I guess it is still the Estes method, right? Okay, the ghost box user. Okay, up here is where it talks about it. While experimenting with the Estes method, and this is the actual Estes method, right? This is not the. I'm sorry,
Right.
I messed this up totally because I'm trying to do the screen share thing and it's screwing me up because I can't highlight where I'm at. And so, anyway, okay, so uh, a ghost box user utilizes a ghost box with no sensory input other than the auditory ghost box live feed. So, headphones, ghost box, and the headphones.
Mhm.
Um, they will either have their eyes closed or preferably wear a blindfold while a third party investigator asks questions. The ghost box user should not be able to hear the questions being asked by the third party investigator, right? The
Right.
job of the ghost box user is to simply repeat verbally what they hear through the box alone in a loud, audible fashion for the third party monitors and any other investigators in the room so they can hear it, obviously. Uh, and this is, I think, um, I mean, I get this, right? Uh, is I think me and you talked about this earlier. If you're gonna do it like this and you're gonna document it as well as possible, like they're trying to do with a lot of this stuff, hopefully they're also producing a recording, like they have a recorder in line between, or even in the room is, you know, uh,
Well, I've
not
talked
even
to.
in the room. No, it has to be in line, right? Because you have to have your audio from the ghost box coming through the recorder and back out.
Mhm.
You can do it on your computer or on a laptop or something. Obviously, I mean, this is not something that you could just if you're going
You
to go
can
to
do
this.
that. You can do it with JW's devices with like the direct link.
Yeah,
You can
you
do
have
a you can do a double Estes method with while recording the audio directly from the tuner, as well as the audio coming right after the echo reverb board.
but does it get your voice also?
If you have the FX with the microphone, yes, it does. And you actually add another jack in there too, because you can get it, you can record
Well,
just your voice.
why hasn't Jay sent me one of his fucking boxes, man? Jay, I'll trade. I'll make you a trade. I'll trade you something cool. I don't know. I have some cool stuff.
Dude, Jay's devices are like nice. They're really good, dude.
I want
Like,
some
and
of
I
the
know,
other people's stuff too.
you gotta start getting some shit.
Well,
One of the people.
well, you know, I did. Katie bought me one of Steve's boxes for. Anyway, we're talking about Estes method. Estes
I
method.
know,
So
I know.
get me off track. Anyways, I probably
But
got myself off
but
track.
the Estes method, yeah, I mean that's why JW builds them the way that he
Right.
does, is so that you
So
can do a double Estes method
yeah,
while still recording from multiple places to see where manipulation
and
happens. And
that's useful if you're. That's really useful if you're into that because there's a lot of people that are really into the Estes method. They put a lot of
yeah,
it adds for them. I think it adds a level of validity.
validation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, like an extra layer of validity. I
Hmm.
mean, I see, I see the purpose of doing it. Um, anyway, I want to look and see what this Morgan and Taylor method is. It says it's quite similar to the Estes method. The ghost box output is plugged into the input of a. Okay, so they use a recorder, right?
Hmm.
So so they're doing it like that so that you can go back and listen to it like after the fact. The third party can
Hmm.
and compare it to the responses that they got. And you can even timestamp it. Personally, I
So
would run it
basically,
through. I'd put it. I'd run it through freaking uh,
Audacity or
Adobe
something,
freaking yeah, Audacity. God dang
or
it.
a program similar to, or better than
It's
that.
Adobe. I can't. I'm having a brain fart.
Oh, Premiere Pro.
Uh, no, that's the video editing. It's Audition. Jesus Christ.
Oh, oh.
Oh God, that
So
was
basically,
hard.
the Morgan and Taylor method is better than the Estes method
Well,
because
yeah,
they
well, it's
actually
just a
record it.
more well, it's okay. So, like I said, if your purpose is to really fully document all this and then vet your responses, if that's the type of work that you're doing, I get
Hmm.
that, right? And we do need people doing work. This. They're really putting a lot into
And
making
actually,
sure that it's
so then
legit
James
and that they've
W's
got enough data to go over that they can overlay and validate as much as possible, right? I get that, and
yeah,
I appreciate that. I
yeah,
like
that's actually sounds like JW's devices are the Morgan and
I mean,
Taylor. I think that's what it is. It's instead of Estes, it's the Morgan double blind method.
well, I guess that would be a better way to describe it, right? Like he's
Yeah,
probably. I mean, I don't know. Does Jay know? That's why
I don't know if
I
he
know it
knows
was.
about
I know it was
the.
too. It was too. I know it was too last minute to get Jay on, but man, it would have been cool. Like,
We'll get
because
him on eventually. We
yeah,
will
I
get him
want
on
to know. I want
eventually.
to know, like, if like what made him. Because that's that. I mean, I could do that with my boxes, right? And I have done that with some of them, right? Like,
Yeah.
my Inkbox X, it has your preamp output, right? And your
Hmm.
pre-effects output, and it's got
Yeah, from the
that's the
TA
one
and
that's
all
got the
that.
chaos box on the chaos pad, and
Yeah.
it's got
Hmm.
reverse capability, and it's got also it
Yeah.
has the delay, the digital delay, right? That
Hmm.
PT 2399
Hmm. Yep.
shit. So it's got that in it too, and I whack it out with like a 100K pot. I used to do the 250s, but it gets too crunchy.
He
Some of
does
y'all don't
100K.
even. Some of y'all are, what the freaking hell is this dude talking about? But some
He
of you know.
JW and I both use 100K all the time on the
Well,
2390.
100K, 100, yeah, but 100K is still like
It's high.
You're still in the you're still playing with inside the in the rules and with 100K. When you get outside of like 150, you start getting into this crunchy like craziness, and there's all these other sounds, and like you throw a capacitor in there a certain way, it does some other weird.
Oh, you said that you were using a 250.
Yeah, 250.
Oh,
Yeah, that's what I'm
for
saying.
some reason I thought you said
Like,
50.
no, I'm getting way
I was
outside
like,
of the.
wait a minute.
No. 50 is what I would put on a lot of things, just because, you know, a 100 is for some people is too much, right?
I like the delay. I like having
I
that
like that.
delay be stretched out as long as as it
Yeah.
can.
Well, that's what I like about that 250 too. The words start running into each other, right? But anyway,
Oh
dang,
yeah,
we're talking
I
about
love
that.
that.
We can talk about that again another day, but we're gonna finish talking about this. So, yeah, and I guess okay. So the Morgan Taylor method basically still the same, except they have another layer of like uh,
Validation.
yeah, recording the data, um, and okay, single questioner asks questions. That could be more than one person. That a lot of times, like Katie's, Greg Koss, he's got a show here on
Mm-hmm.
Supernatural. Little network, little fan network, it's a little family. We got here, a little podcast family.
Little network.
Yeah. So
So cute with your little network over there.
yeah, they do this, and they have. I think Katie said they had several people actually listening to their own individual Ghost Box feed in their headphones on their end, and then they had like one or two people that was asking the questions, and
Yeah.
and I think it's cool that they're doing it like that over distance.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I believe you can talk to
Oh
things
yeah.
over distance, but
100%.
or interpret what's it's kind of like a boo buddy. Yeah, I think the idea of the boo buddy it seems silly, right? But it's actually a really good idea, and I think it's a effort. It's a good effort, but like towards making
What it
something
really
talk
should be. Yeah.
making something talk to you, right? Because it'll sit there and say,
Mhm.
"Hi, I'm the what's your name?" And these are questions that you would ask in an EVP session, and obviously a child would be attracted to that and would be may be more likely to respond to something that it
Mhm.
um, sees as familiar or whatever, right?
Right.
But the whole like, anyways, uh, yeah, we'll just let AI do it, man. We'll let AI do all our ghost hunts now. we, we'll have AI ask questions, bro. That would be crazy.
I would let the
No, this would be
AI.
crazy, right? That
I
this would
would
be
let
crazy.
AI like fucking like I would let
Interpret,
AI try to caption
right? You're right.
ghost
Try
box
to
responses
interpret
or
response.
EVPs.
Yes, dude. Yes. Like, I wonder if I know there's audio AI software out there. I'm gonna look and see, like,
Chris,
because I've
Chris,
used speech to text
have you
like
used
a
Chris?
lot. What crisp? Yeah. Yeah. Grok. Yeah. Grok. What you talking about? AI?
Yeah, Crisp.
Yeah.
KRISP.
Yeah. Right. And then there's other there's like you got what is it? I got it right here. Actual Chat GPT 3
Yeah.
access to. What's this? Open AI. That's an artist. That's a more art leaning.
See,
Then
I like
Grok.
the
Also, Grok is like Elon Musk's um,
version.
version of general.
Yeah.
Is it's not general though? Is it general? Yeah, general AI. I think it's general. That's what it's explained, described.
I see. I wanted to if I when me and Joshua Sean back in the day were talking about doing we were doing a project that was supposed to be a speech to text that would use AI to learn, or that it would use AI to be able to help pick up on like accents and things like that within Ghost Box responses. Um, but we were looking at the nuance, that dragon speech.
Oh yeah, that's all. Yeah, that they were like the first ones to, because doctors were using it a lot
Mhm.
for their, for their
Yeah, but now like they've
diagnosis.
developed it so well that like it learns speech patterns, it
Dude, I
learns
just use my
dialect,
phone.
it
I
learns.
just use my phone.
I
I
mean,
just
you
use
can
my
do that
phone.
too.
Yeah, I set my phone right next to my ghost box, and I'll ask a question, and then I'll hit start listening, and then dude, I get the craziest responses a lot of times, dude. Like legit stuff too. And
So you know that device that you have of the Haltes, the Orion?
yeah.
Do that. Do that with your speech to text. That's some crazy shit.
Yeah, I'll do that.
I've done that a number of times. I love doing that because it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you can't hear it right then, but the speech to text function on your phone is picking something up, and then it's like there's ways like there'll be pieces of it scattered, but like if you read through the whole thing, like I've had it tell a whole fucking story about a specific thing. Just mentioning like father, mother murdered, fucking, but like there's AI in that too, kind of a little bit. That is learning as it's picking it up, and so it'll recognize patterns more and more as you use it more and more. I think
Yeah,
it's cool.
I'm just reading this article. I was listening to you too, though. Yeah, it is cool. Yeah, AI. There's definitely a lot of good potential in AI for a lot of things.
Yeah.
It's just like, what do you do though? Like, but also at the same time, I'll say this: is it? I still don't think it's going to get us any closer to like solid two-way communication, like at will. You know what I mean? Like
Oh yeah, I don't know if
on
that's.
command. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
I
don't
don't
know
think
if
that's
that's
gonna be possible
possible.
because that would be like,
Telephone to the dead.
understanding well, it'd be like understanding the fabric of reality and how, like, how to manipulate that in a way.
We
Like,
may be able to do that in
but you're not
a
but
thousand years, but not right now. Not in our lifetime.
I don't think it's meant to be like understood. Yeah, I don't know, man. You could say that's the simple ass way to look at it, right? And trust me, I'm all for like science and tech and everything. I live and breathe it. But I'm saying there's some things I feel like are just beyond, because science is like how you explain things, right? It's just observing things and what they do and whatever, right?
Right.
So that's science basically, and so like, but something that you can observe, that you can a lot of times only feel. Science, I don't think will will ever be able to observe that. You know what I'm saying? Like how
I don't know, man. I think once we start getting into these quantum cameras, dude, it's gonna be a whole nother fucking ball game.
what happens whenever you can access like your brain like via computer,
That's
and
another thing too. I mean,
and then will we have a better understanding maybe of how our subconscious works,
so
or
here's a theory of mine. So think about this. What if, how there's every so often, we're due for like a mega cataclysmic, our planet is definitely due for a cataclysm. Like something
yeah,
that,
I'd
so,
say
but
that's
you
been
think,
the truth since, since the
oh, for a
freaking
thousand years or
planet
more,
coalesced. I think that's probably been the truth. It's a shooting gallery out there, right? You
Right.
got a lot
But
of help,
so,
and but yeah,
So think about this. People talk about, a higher powers, whatever. But you notice that it makes me wonder, like, if the last time, these ancient civilizations that, I mean, many people are pretty damn confident at this point that they were way more advanced than we gave them credit to be. But what if
I,
they started figuring shit out? And that's
well,
why there was a cataclysm.
Well,
If you
I
want to get
mean, well,
religious,
okay,
you can
so
get religious.
okay, so here's that's kind of the story of the Tower of Babylon a little bit, you know.
Yeah.
Uh,
Hmm.
so that may be like, you know, that could be like the author's. I don't think I think that's an interesting like philosophical belief, right?
You have
Like
to, yeah, you would have to have a certain
it's a
perspective.
metaphor for like the whole story is a metaphor for like um society in general. I think they probably did have some kind of big, you know, organized civilization, and you know, like they got so well organized. Like there's like civilizations become top heavy whenever become whenever they get to a certain point.
I think 1,400 years is the standard. Like some guy came
Well,
up with that. Like
you know,
a civilized society can, at the most, only last about 1,400
well, yeah,
years before it collapses.
because it will constantly seek, you know, seeking to improve, right? Nobody, there's never a content place to be. There's always uh the urge to improve on
Which,
society, whatever.
yeah, and that's the
And
hard
that
part because
the story of the Tower of Babylon is that's what happened. Everybody like kind of turned into this, you could call it a one world government, because it was like the known civilized world at the time, I guess. And this is a bit about the story in the Bible, so you know, take
for what it's worth.
believe it for if you believe that it's true, then hey, good on you. If you know, think maybe it's just a work of fiction, or maybe nonfiction, this may be fantasized, and it could be like um I feel like that's an easy way to, you know, say saying that these things are wild, you know, and they sound like they didn't happen, you know, like the whole world came together and built a tower that reached heaven. I mean, come on, that sounds stupid, right? But it could be
Their
a metaphor.
perspective.
Yeah, it could be like a way to illustrate the idea behind, you know, the fall of a civilization. You know,
Well, do
like,
you think that if they were to say that, like the Tower of Babylon, comparative to like our what's the current name of the Sears Tower? I don't even the McCormick or
yeah, I
something.
can't remember. Yes, the Syria. The
Do you
start
think that if
Windsor,
they fucking
Windsor.
saw
Yeah,
the Sears Tower, they saw the Eiffel Tower, do you comparatively? I guess because look at how tall for a long time the Great Pyramid of Giza was the tallest structure in the world for a long time. Like throughout the ancient world, the Great Pyramid of Giza was uh, the tallest built structure in the world until the Eiffel Tower came around. So if the Eiffel Tower, um, what would they? I don't know. I guess the perspective is different because they have no frame of reference. The frame of reference is big.
well, the thing is look at how fast as of species that we lose our that we forget things. You know what I'm saying? Like
Well,
2,000 years
especially when
ago,
there's a
2,000
cataclysm.
years ago, like people argue, they make a living arguing what happened 2,000 years ago, because it wasn't well, most times, especially in the case of like Rome and stuff, um you know, it was well documented in Egypt, but you know, and yeah, the Romans kind of ruined Egypt, you know, I think from my knowledge that they at least helped, right? They aided in the kind of self implosion, you know, how it kind of fell apart from
Was
the
it the
inside.
Romans that took down the
Yeah,
Egyptians?
yeah, well, yeah, you had Cleopatra, and you know, had
Julius Caesar
Julius.
was her Cleopatra
Well,
was.
yeah, well, we kind of like got it in the prenup.
We want prenup, yeah.
Okay, so where are we at? Okay. So Jamie Lynn Keller.
She's got a good
Says,
question.
oh, how do you feel about doing it wireless?
Like
Okay.
Bluetooth? Like Bluetooth
Uh,
SEs?
wireless, like wireless headphones. Is that if you're still there, just type that in. Is that what you're talking about?
That's what it sounds like. I mean, I think it'd be an interesting idea because now you're talking about transmitting those frequencies over the 2.4 gigahertz
Check this out,
Bluetooth.
bro. You got somebody in a room in the dark, not blindfolded, pitch black.
Right.
I don't like blindfolding because your eyes are we're visual creatures, man. Like you see things, dude. Like especially in pitch black, your
Yeah.
eyes are trying to take in every bit of light they can. I don't okay, so I prefer if you have to cover eyes, you don't want people seeing what's around. Try ping pong balls. Ping pong ball. Take ping pong ball, cut it in half,
Yep.
like very carefully.
Yep.
And then you could pop those suckers right in your eye sockets there, and they'll kind of most times just hold there, as long as you need them to. And if not, just take some little pieces of like medical tape, for like bandages or a little roll of tape,
Yep.
first aid kit or whatever, and just tape it to your face, tape the edges down. And man, and then have like a flickering light. A candle's best, right? And because this is kind of what we did, right? Because okay, so yeah, goes to Devil's Perch, right? Like I did a version of basically what was essentially the Estes method,
You got the
and
helmet on, didn't you?
I did the Morgan Taylor method also, because I used the ink box, and the ink box and I was using the cassette recorder, so I actually recorded that whole session on cassette, and it was filled up a 60-minute. It was a 60-minute session. You only got to see just little bits of it, man. I wish could have shown more because there were so many leads that led to things, but we didn't have time. And man, that was really cool. That was unfortunate that we didn't get to. But so I had Dave use the ping pong balls though, right?
Yep.
And I was asking questions. You could say, yeah, there were other people in the room there. The camera guys were in there, and but I was the only. I was transmitting the audio. Like there was a whole wall that was a mirror, right? And we had found little kids' handprints on the mirrors. No little kids there, right? And this was like
Right.
fresh earlier,
Right.
right? So I'm like, sums up. Maybe they can interact through the mirrors. So I use the laser audio transmitter,
Mhm.
rig that I had. I used that a lot, and,
Uh-huh.
I set up mirrors on the opposite side of the room. I had like I think 6 total that me and a couple of the crew members helped set up, and we had to angle them just right, and we
Mhm.
bounced the laser like in a grid, like a triangle grid all the way across the room,
Yep.
and picked it up, and then that's what Dave was actually getting, right? And I
Okay.
was recording it there, and I was recording it um, before it went into the transmitter from the ink box on the other side of the room.
So you could hear what it was going to be, and then you could hear the difference of what Dave got.
I could hear what it sounded like before it went through the laser. I could
And
hear
after,
I could hear what it sounded like as it entered the amp, and I could and then we obviously had the and so
yeah.
wait. Yeah, no, we even had the audio. Katie's calling me. What's up? Hey.
I need you to get on right like now on blondes and booze like now because she called me and they got to discuss like stuff
Oh,
before you. Yeah, like you gotta get on.
okay. Well, I'm doing all right. Well, I still okay. I got a couple minutes. I gotta finish my thing. All right.
I already told her that you was gonna finish your show early tonight because you had already made prior arrangements prior to
Oh.
before you started the show. They go live in 8 minutes and you
Okay.
need to get on there.
Okay.
Well, actually, it's 5 minutes. now.
I'm sitting at my computer saying it's not a problem.
Like, please don't. Yeah.
Oh, you hold me up.
Love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye.
Hurry up.
Anyway, so okay, that was a good talk. Estes,
Yeah.
I learned something. I didn't know the Morgan Taylor thing. I mean, I knew about the recording, but I didn't, So that's cool.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for everybody for watching and everybody for commenting. And wish we could have interacted more, but we were trying to say some cool stuff. We'll throw up this last one. Goggles could have different colors for the
Ooh.
series. Yeah. So that's what I'm talking about. Some sort of you gotta get the visual is important.
Mhm.
Anyway, all right. Gotta go. Love you guys. Thank y'all for watching. Talk to y'all next Thursday. Tell your friends. I'm gonna put a link out there. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, hide your wives,
Hide your kids and hide your husband.
hide your wives. All right. Good night, Denise, Tim,
Night,
Billy
everybody.
Green, Mariah Canal. And that's it. All right. Thank y'all. Love y'all. Good night.